May the force be with you, motherfucker. Can we say force?
Welcome to Couch Surfing, the show where hilarious guests look back at their big roles, their little roles, and everything in between. I'm here with Patton Oswalt. Let's see what's on, Patton, shall we?
Let's watch what has me in it.
Oh, yes.
Yay.
Yay.
Change the channel.
I'd like to rent breakfast at Tiffany's. This is out. Someone has it.
Oh.
No.
Okay, this is me on SEINFELD. I'm playing a video clerk, and I will not rent breakfast at Tiffany's to George because he's trying to cheat this book club that he's in. He doesn't want to read the book. I remember I got the part when he's giving me hassle, and I do this little thing where I try to look for someone else in the store to pass him on to, and Larry David would really like that.
And did Seinfeld have any immediate impact on your career?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, it got me my AFTRA membership, so that was the impact it had.
I like that.
And the money I made went right into paying for my AFTRA fees. So there you go. It truly had no impact, financially or fame-wise. Yeah.
But I think this next one did.
Nick Nolte is my favorite.
Well, who's that young man?
Oh, that's me when I was, I think 27, 28, doing my first HBO comedy half hour.
It's more than 20 years old.
Oh, it was so old. Look at my little crew cut.
When you look at yourself there, your first special, what goes through your mind?
Unbutton your shirt, dude.
All these years later, is stand-up still as thrilling for you?
Yes, and it'll always be because it's the kind of the last sort of dictatorial post in showbiz where it's just you and your mic and you're just talking to people and they either buy it or they don't. Mm-hmm. So there is that gambling aspect of it for at any moment and for any reason, you don't know when it's coming, you could just lose the crowd.
Yeah.
And that makes it so much fun.
Up next.
It's almost 10. I should call Mom, tell her I'm going to be late.
King of Queens. God, I had so much fun on that show. I love doing King of Queens.
It looks fun.
A, because it got me a house. And B, all
Better
the writers
than your Seinfeld
were.
appearance.
The Seinfeld appearance. You kidding? That didn't even buy me a cup of noodles. That money went right into my after fees. This show was. I learned how to act basically. I didn't really know how to act until I got to do scenes over and over again with Jerry Stiller and Kevin James and Leah Remini and Victor Williams there.
So Kevin Can Wait is slowly turning into King of Queens. So do you
Yeah.
see yourself perhaps making a cameo, having a story arc?
If they asked me back to be on that show, I would totally do that in a second. I had so much fun. I mean, they'd have to buy me a house to do an episode, but I would totally do it. Or at least one good cup of noodles.
Yeah.
I'll do either one. I'm happy doing either one.
A house,
terrible negotiator.
ramen, I'm
Come
good.
on, what's the difference?
What's the
really?
difference?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, from ramen to...
Nicely
Nice.
done, Lola.
Thank you, thank you.
This was Ratatouille. I got this movie because I do a bit about steakhouses, about Black Angus steakhouses, and the director, Brad Bird, was driving around one night. They were having trouble casting lead, and they were playing that bit on some late night comedy channel on satellite radio, and he goes, "Oh, that's the voice," and they brought me in. And first what I found out later was he did a little pencil animation of Remy doing that bit, which he showed to the Disney people, and they're like, "Is he going to be cursing that much?" He goes, "No, that's just the bit. He won't be doing that. Won't be his dialogue."
Remy will keep it clean.
And then I came in and we really bonded over our love of we were kind of both budding foodies and all that stuff, so that really, really worked out.
One of the most famous rodents in cartoon history.
Yes, exactly.
Move over, Mickey Mouse.
Get out of the way, Stuart Little.
Oh, yeah. It's a new rat
Out of the
in
way,
town.
Willard.
Beat it, Ben.
Wow, there's your, Ben and Will. Nice follow-up. Thank you.
Okay, Ratatouille do.
Ratatouille. To Ratatouille?
Yes!
They, if that happens, I'll be the last to know. I mean, but I don't want there to be a sequel just to do a sequel. I want it to be, if Brad Bird comes up with a truly great story, then we'll do it. He was in no rush to do Incredibles 2. He waited till he thought of a really cool story. He's like, if I come up with a story, we'll do one.
Ratatouille.
Yeah.
I love it. Mm-hmm. I also love this.
Hey, Sports Dog, how you doing? This movie was, the script came to me through Robert Siegel, who was an ex-editor of The Onion, and he wrote this movie, The Wrestler. And he got the job writing The Wrestler because he wrote this script. It was originally called Paul Alfiero, like 10 years before. And it was one of those scripts that just made the rounds that got him work because it's so good. And it was always one of those, people were always looking at doing it and just never quite got made. And then he took his money from The Wrestler and said, I'm just going to put my money into getting this movie made.
You're obsessed with a lot of things. I'm presuming The Giants is not one of them.
No, in fact, there was a moment where me and Kevin Corrigan, who's this amazing character actor, and he plays my equally weirdo friend, and there was a scene where they let us, they go, you guys just riff while you're driving and talk about the football game. And Kevin and I know nothing about sports, so I literally was like, wow, do you think they're going to like get over 21 today? And then I just sort of froze because that was all my sports knowledge. And then there was like 5 minutes of the most ass-grinding silence. And then Kevin Corrigan just goes, I love football. And then they went, okay, cut. And then the crew like wrote down stuff for us to say. We had no knowledge. So painful.
All right, let's do this. Matt.
Yeah, Matt Freehoff in Jason Reitman's Young Adult, written by Diablo Cody. And Charlize Theron, I mean, doing scenes with her, you know, this was the first movie that I really worked extensively with an acting coach, with a physical coach to get my messed up leg down. You know, he's got a messed up leg because I've been a fan of Charlize's since 2 Days in the Valley. She's one of those actors that, you know, is such a chameleon and is so effortless. And I was like, oh, I better be on my game. She really put the lie to the whole method of that. You hear about actors that are like, I'm in character and I'm going to be in character on the scene. And she was in the scene when they yelled action. She would become Mavis, who Charlize is one of the sweetest people on the planet, and she plays such a hateful character in this movie. You cannot believe how jaw-droppingly hateful she is, and she would become that character, and then yell cut, and then she would just be Charlize again. So it was like, oh, that's what a real actor does. It's not this, hey, I gotta stay in character. That a bad actor has to do that. She could go in and out because she's a pro, and she's such a great actor. It's amazing.
Right. Oh, I love this. Are you
God.
ready?
Go ahead.
Okay.
All right.
Let the filibustering begin.
Okay, so this
Okay.
is legendary.
I was on Parks and Rec.
Yes, you
One
were.
of my favorite shows of all time. But it also it really tells you how great people like Chris Pratt and Amy Poehler and John Glazer, who's in the scene, are, and Aziz, because you know a lot of times when an actor is doing this, they'll try to jump in and do stuff, and they hung back. Chris doesn't say anything; he just reacts like he's into it. And there's a weird cut where I mentioned Infinity Stones, and they cut him going, "What?" Which is this kind of weird foreshadowing. But Amy doesn't say anything until she says the female part is a little underwritten, and that line summed up the entire scene. Like it so nailed what these kind of online nerds are all about. She's such a genius.
You're such a genius. How did you do that? I mean, you really
Is
excavated the
it
reservoirs
genius
of your
when-
mind.
Is it genius when that's the garbage that's just in your mind all day and you're just dumping it out on camera? It wasn't like I was making any new connections. I was just like, I'm going to list every superhero and spaceship that I know.
It was fantastic.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Well, thank you.
you were like flowing off the dome.
I was wow.
Yeah.
You hear that, Boots Riley? I got flow.
Okay, so as a diehard fan of both Star Wars and Die Hard.
Oh. Well, in a way, though, the original Star Wars is kind of Die Hard on the Death Star. They're all hiding in little air ducts and they go down a garbage chute. Oh my God. The second act of Star Wars is Die Hard.
No, we're not going to do this.
Okay.
We're not going to
We
do
will
this.
not.
No. We're going to talk about
Here we go.
your new television show.
Wait, which one?
AP Bio.
Oh, okay.
Well, newish.
Thank you.
Hey, Ralphie.
Oh, there is nothing more fun than playing authority figures who have zero authority. I love
Especially high
that.
school figures,
Yes.
right?
Well, one of my favorite characters in movies is in the movie Mean Girls. Tim Meadows is the principal in that, and he is so zen and comfortable with how he has absolutely no power to do anything.
Right.
Like it's kind of beautiful,
Yeah.
and
Completely given up.
he's just given up. But he's kind of reached this weird level of grace. So, you know, I don't quite hit his level of grace in this show, but it is fun to just play that, but because I think that's how people feel half the time, especially now in this country. It's like, who is in control of anything? So it's really and getting to play against, you know, Lyric Lewis and Mary Sohn and there's Jean Villapique. They're just so, and of course Glenn Howerton, who just steamrollers me, and then Paul Appel, who kills me with kindness, is really fun. So the whole thing is just fantastic.
What made you want to return to network television now? The Noodles House?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what? I need a second house for all my noodles.
Okay.
I blew all my King of Queens money. I blew the residuals on noodles after I bought the house. Now I need a noodle house.
Thank you so much for being here.
Well, I am high on insomnia, so thanks for having me here.
That's that good stuff.
I got to not sleep for a couple days before doing these talk shows.
All right. AP Bio airs Thursdays at 8:30 on NBC. See you next week on Couch Surfing.